Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Just on not today's Satan again. Nearly 40,000 subscribers. The video is called "Trump Announces the Next Stage of Your Enslavement: Mental Asylums." So, as you can see on the screen here, is a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Just toys, you see, they became a symbol of something much bigger, a massive repopulation effort after the...
Yeah, repopulation, Cabbage Patch Kids, we've covered it before. Again, yeah, the Cabbage Patch Kid, I remember, well, I've covered it in a video, and I remember it when I was young myself. But it goes into some weirdness, as we've seen, and again, you'll have to look back for the video if you want to know the weirdness of the Cabbage Patch Kids, but then there's plenty of videos out there as well covering it, so go and type in the Cabbage Patch Kids Tartaria or something up there, or Reset, or whatever you want. So, the next stage of enslavement, mental asylums. So, when we've sort of been covering the whole Tartaria, fucking orphan children, orphan trains, asylums, again, asylums, kind of popped up out of nowhere, absolutely massive asylums, the likes of which you've never seen. The buildings were absolutely immense here, absolutely jam-packed of people. And then all these people were no longer mental, and we had a good period there where nobody was mental at all. But everyone's gone mental again, is the crack now. We're all mental here now. If you're patriotic, you're mental. If you don't like your country being invaded by foreigners, you're mental. So if you're not all for the Third World War, you're mental. So if you're not for the world government, you're mental. So the reset, the Great Reset as well, like the Great Reset was mentioned during COVID, as people will remember. Here we've got the BBC bullshit corporation trying to talk it down, even though we know you're a pack of lying bastards, to be honest. A global COVID recovery plan by the World Economic Forum has inspired false rumours about the creation of a tyrannical world government. Right, so the New World Order, the Great quite a few conspiracies for this world government, you know what I mean? There's nothing in any of them, you say, BBC? There's nothing in any of them at all? Despite the Epstein files and a clear link here to all the global people. Yep, no, it's a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory, obviously. Even though we've predicted the Third World War, you know what I mean? We're predicting events here as they happen. The economy's fucked. The Third World War was predicted for quite a while there. So, yeah, but it's a conspiracy theory still, even though the conspiracy theories are completely right all the time. It only takes a couple of months for us to be right at this point. So, it's been mentioned anyway, the Great Reset in COVID, and again, the world's economic... I mean, this is the beauty of this bullshit we've been fed here. A global COVID recovery plan by the World Economic Forum, right? A global recovery plan for the economy. Well, it hasn't worked, has it? What plan? Where was the plan? I didn't see a plan. Did anyone see a plan to fix the economy after COVID there? I've just watched us being spent into an oblivion here since that. I don't know about the rest of you. I mean, I have mentioned it quite a lot. Made a few videos there as we watched the national debt ever escalate here. Absolutely ever escalate. So if the plan was spend us into an oblivion, then, well, they've done well. That was the top plan there. It's worked. You've fucked us. Absolutely fucked us here. And the war will yet fuck us more, I would imagine. But that's no plan at all, as we all know. I will keep mentioning this. Printing money forever here isn't the way forward. It's breaking. It's causing inflation. Everything's going to cost a fortune because of this. So if that's your plan, it was a shit plan, wasn't it? And then how come me, who just has this YouTube channel, knows how the economy works better than the Chancellor of the Exchequer, everybody in the English government, everybody in the World Economic Forum, even though economic is in the fucking name of the fucking place. How come I know more than these lot? You know what I mean? Hello? There's something wrong here. So, yeah, again, BBC, you're absolute wankers, do you know that? You're fucking wankers. And everybody should just cancel the TV license. Like, why are you paying 150, I think it's 180 quid a year now, to be lied to and made fucking stupid is beyond anybody. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely... That's the height of stupidity, to be honest. Paying £180 a year to be lied to and made stupid. Brilliant, really. Brilliant, BBC. I mean, you've still got millions of them, millions. You didn't get me, you fucking wankers. and you never will again. So fuck them, fuck the BBC, the lying bastards, and again trying to talk you down here about there isn't a world government, even though the Third World War results in the world government. Um, because we can't have any more wars. We need to have a world government. And the aliens are coming. Obviously, the aliens are coming. We need to band together here to fight the aliens. So yeah, the Great Reset again. Go and look at all these official places that tell you it's a conspiracy theory. The World Recovery Plan, Economic Recovery Plan. Look, Economic Recovery Plan. Has anybody seen that? Anybody at all since COVID? I've just seen has been spent. I mean, hold on a minute. Hold the fuck on a minute here. So here we are, the national debt clock, as we all know and love and have come very accustomed to seeing at this point. It's still loading. It's going to take a while to load. The number is that big. Up, there we go. So we're on 3.295 trillion. We're going to get to 3.3 trillion in the very, very near future, I would imagine. Yeah, 3.295 trillion. So we'll call it 3.3. 3.3 trillion. Here's the figures below here. That's £52,000 per citizen, nearly £53,000 per citizen. Per citizen, man, woman, or child here. 91 grand if you're a worker, because the people who don't work can't pay. So we owe 91 grand, all as workers, or if we're splitting the bill here, it's £53,000 a piece to try and sort this problem. Nobody's asking for it, don't worry. Nobody's going to sort this problem. That's the beauty of this. Nobody is attempting to fix this problem. No, as you can see here from the ever-escalating number to the right. Yeah, you're going to spend us into an oblivion at £5,000 a second. And they've been doing that for quite a while. I've mentioned this for over a year at this point, absolutely over a year. I mean, I think it was, what, we were still on 2 trillion when I first started mentioning this. So, yeah, you're absolutely being fucked over here. Again, they're giving all your money to foreigners. They're absolutely giving all your money to foreigners for hotels and iPhones and takeaways and 3 meals a day and clothes and you name it. Yeah, houses and money and it's all being given away. So, yeah, I seen a thing the other day. It said, like, there's only, like, British white people basically, like, paying into the tax system and everybody else is taking it out. So, yeah, you've been absolutely spending to an oblivion. I mean, how you can argue with that, I'll never know. Here, just come and watch this number for yourself. If you ever see it go down, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So, yeah, we've got a absolute shit show of the economy. We're on the Great Reset here. Apparently, the Economic Recovery Plan is in full effect here. And the recovery plan seems to be do the absolute opposite to recovery and spend us into an oblivion. So apparently it's a conspiracy theory, but the reasoning behind the whole words in the first place is that the whole thing was an economic recovery plan, which never materialized here. You know what I mean? It absolutely never materialized. Didn't. I mean, I haven't seen it for a second, to be honest. Not 1 second of an economic recovery plan. But apparently that's what the Great Reset meant. That's what it meant. It didn't mean a world government at all. No, no. No, it meant we're going to fix the world here after COVID. The world has never been in a worse position as it is right now. So yeah, some would say that you're being lied to here, and BBC are in on it, and they're all lying bastards, and Wikipedia obviously. Here's the World Economic Forum, and they're going to explain themselves here. Now for the great reset of capitalism. Well, I'm seeing the rich get richer here, you know what I mean? The rich are getting richer here, the poor are getting poorer. Is capitalism absolutely in massively full effect here? I mean, the New World Order isn't capitalism. There you go. If that's the plan, that's the economic recovery plan. The New World Order isn't capitalism. So, yeah, you've been lied to. I mean, if you haven't figured that out by now, you're fucked, to be honest. You're absolutely fucked here. It'll become more apparent as the days and weeks pass on here, but mark it on the board. You're absolutely fucked here. So, and this is partly the reason why you're fucked. There's other reasons, but this is one of the reasons why you're fucked here. A war is another one. A war is another reason. There's another pandemic coming, I think, as well. I think it's hit India, so they'll be lying to you about that as well in the near future, I would have thought. Be vaccines for man and boy. Vaccines for man and boy there again. So, yeah, catastrophic shit show, as we can see. I mean, I haven't even got to the fucking Asylum crack yet, to be honest. That's why I'm not going to make the video in the first place. We're here about asylums. So, Cabbage Patch Kids, anyhow, resets, fucking Tartaria, which we believe. I mean, I'm for anyway. I haven't looked into all of this. I'm for Satan's Little Season. To be honest, it's Satan's Little Season. Tartaria was probably the Millennium Reign. It was all in the north there, and again, all the buildings, etc. Again, probably built by the Millennium Reign people. And Tartaria was kind of part of that, it would seem. He's the way I'm thinking of it anyhow, because it massively seems like we're in Satan's Little Season here, to be honest. But sit where you want, sit where you want. So let's see this Trump here. Hold on.
Reset. These babies, they weren't born the usual way. They were produced almost mechanically in large numbers and distributed through a cold, efficient system. Strange, isn't it? Brings to mind ideas like cloning, doesn't it? And maybe that's why today you see so many folks who just seem to go with the flow. No questions, no thinking. Did you know they say nearly half the population doesn't even have an internal monologue?
Yeah, the zombies. I've mentioned them before, to be honest, a few times. Yeah, that's the zombies.
Imagine that, living life with a quiet mind, just following along. Those babies, those orphan trains, they were shipped off, along with abandoned children who had survived the reset.
Yeah, I mean, this is wishy-washy, like the exact, the whole orphan train, incubator, it all exists, it all absolutely exists. The orphan trains exist, the incubators exist, the welfares exist, but there's, and cloning is mentioned in the Epstein files quite a lot, to be honest. So, all the things mentioned are, well, exist and have been mentioned, but whether this is what was going on, or they were just taking these children off the people who were in the asylums, or they were coming over from Europe. Yeah, because there was as well a lot of wars going on and famines, etc. So again, I struggle to think about we had the technology back then to clone people in sort of the back end of the 1900s. I'm not saying we couldn't. Again, we've maybe been lied to about the technology and what we can do. Again, that whole like Dolly the sheep issue when they cloned a sheep, that apparently was in the 70s and they told us it was in the 90s. So we get lied to. That's the other side of it. That's why it's so hard to try and kind of piece all this together. But my kind of theory is that the Millennium Reign ended, everyone fucked off. Then the world sort of got explored as we see it on the maps. People went out and the new world was born, so to speak. Then around about the 1800s, there was massive wars and fucking ice age, and it killed off most of the population. And for me, that's where the orphan cracks come about after. It's like, it's after these wars, it's after this ice sheet apparently has melted, and the earth changed sort of around the end of the early 1800s, and yeah, that's kind of the orphan train time in the aftermath of that. Not sort of, if we think the Millennium Kingdoms ended sort of 250 years before that, and it's been 500 years. So again, we don't know. We don't know what year it is. It's trying to piece all this to fucking together best we can.
Taken from their families, sent to faraway lands. Many ended up in America. And when they got there, they were given a new story, the official version of history. No elders left to tell them the truth. Nobody to remember how things used to be. It made them easier to control, you see. Easier to accept the new narrative.
What happened is all the parents...
Yeah, again, well, it's, again, he's saying it like it's fact here when we don't know for fact. We're trying to piece this together, really.
Locked up. You know, there was this great reset, and all the people got classed as mental, basically. So there was this great reset and mud flood, and there were certain people that didn't get ended, and they remembered that these buildings that we're told were built by peasants and carts, you know. Think of all the great buildings, Westminster, all the great buildings in London, for example. Think of, you know, Notre Dame in Paris, just any cathedral, any great building, but we're told was built in the 1800s by peasants with no power tools and no electricity. Obviously mental. Those buildings are from Tartaria. Those buildings are, you know, human history is all a lie. So the people that knew that and remembered that, they got locked up in the asylums as mental. Yeah, and that's where the Cabbage Patch Baby thing comes from, and all these orphans comes from. They did a reset, they got rid of the adults, they put them in a mental asylums, and then they were just left with the kids, and they programmed the kids into the retards that we see today. So when I...
Yeah, I mean that's again kind of one of the theories. It is that's yeah, yeah, basically. Again, it would explain all the asylums and why we had this massive surge in asylums that were absolutely massive. And why we had so many in asylums. Again, it would make sense. People who knew the history and they wanted rid of them. That would create a lot of orphans if people were all getting put in asylums. So yeah, but we have still, the problem is you've still got these incubators at the world fairs. They are there. That's a definite fact. So what are they doing and what are they for? So it is kind of like the cloning babies in a way. Or why would you do that? So it's hard to, again, this has all been covered up. Do you know what I mean? We're now 200 years later and we're trying to fish through what the fuck's gone on here. And obviously they've tried to cover it up. So yeah, but all of these factors, like the asylums, the orphan trains, the incubators at world fairs, all these things existed. Do you know what I mean? They're definitely true. But it's trying to piece together what exactly was happening. And again, I mean, I think it's probably right. The asylums are full and all the children are. But then again, well, what's the incubators? Are we cloning children as well here? I do not know, to be honest. It's trying to wrap your head around it exactly. I think I've got like a general a run of events here, but there's a lot happened. You know what I mean? There's absolutely a lot happened here.
I see this speech from Trump, I find it very concerning.
Signed an executive order to bring back mental institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back. Hate to build those suckers, but you got to get the people off the streets.
Hate to build those suckers, but you've got to get the people off the streets. Which
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this is why I made the video for that. I watched Not Today Satan here, and yeah, that, and I'd missed that from Trump. To be honest, absolutely missed it. Again, bringing back asylums. Again, when did the last time we have asylums? When all this shit was going on in the 1800s that we're trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. And then they vanished. And again, it would make a lot of sense that you were putting people in who knew the history. And once you've got rid of all the people who knew the history, you can get rid of the asylums. So they did. So now we're coming back to a point here, the Great Reset, as we've seen there, which apparently is about fixing the economy, which hasn't happened at all here. Let's see if we've much further we've got on that. So yeah, basically we're being talked of a Great Reset again, when the New World Order's coming. The world is changing, and people like me and Not Today Satan here, and again, not even just us, you know what I mean? Anyone old, really, anyone my age, like 45, 50, we're very well aware of the old world and what the old world was like, right? Well, we are the people who get put in asylums because we know what the old world was like. And your children, as you've seen with the orphan trains, and the incubation things, then they have a new young sort of race here, and they can program them with whatever they want. Again, kind of Hitler-esque, Hitler Youth. Program them with the future. They won't know any different, and they'll crack on. But we will all be pissed off because we lost the world we loved. So we get put in asylums to, well, because we're making too much noise, and all the new population that aren't aware of what's going on. You can't have us talking to them. You know what I mean? We're telling them what's happened. So it's all coming together, really, but it all very much looks like it's happened before. Do you know what I mean? Again, everything Not Today Satan here is mentioned. Again, the asylums, the orphan trains, everything we've looked into, the world fairs, the incubators, all looked like a bit of a reset in history there. We can't quite piece together what's happened, but it is 200 years ago. But all the elements are there, and all the elements are coming back round again here. Mental asylums being mentioned here. Wars, big wars were happening at the time in the 1800s there. So it very much seems like the resets, it is coming back around. I mean, don't get me wrong, they fucking told us it was coming, you know what I mean? I'm in no debate here. I'm very well aware what's happening, but yeah, they've told us it's coming. It's just BBC have tried to fucking palm it off as a conspiracy theory about fixing the economy here that never materialised in 6 years. So yeah, I'm very well aware that when they were bounding this fucking speech about in COVID, where that they weren't fucking about here. Do you know what I mean? We're absolutely not fucking about with our plans for the world. But yeah, mental asylums back here from Trump, and again, link it all together, get people off the streets. He mentioned here again. Um, in effect, concentration camps for the people. In effect, call them what you will. Call them asylums. Call them concentration camps. In effect, the same thing. They will put people who will not play ball in prison of a form, but there's going to be that many. We're going to have to build big asylums and fucking sanctuaries like we used to have here, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to object to the New World Order and the future here. So yeah, the Great Reset. Not my words, the words of Top Gear magazine. Apparently they were fixing the world economy here. Hasn't materialised in 6 years, as we've mentioned. And they're bringing back asylums, but again, we've looked at the previous time when we had asylums, and it doesn't look good here. It absolutely doesn't look good for the future. So yeah, again, again, I mentioned this quite a lot in the past. Nobody's going to like the New World Order. Nobody. And you're going to not like it that much. They're going to get rid of you and just bring the youth forward and program the youth to love the New World Order. So that's the plan. It's been the plan for a long time, to be honest. You're in the final stages of the plan now. You've got approximately 3.5 years to go here. The war's supposed to last about 3.5 years as well. So you're out of luck on that. So yeah, just thought I'd give it a mention. Asylums coming back again. Will we see something similar in Britain going the same way? I do not know. Hopefully not, but probably will. So I thought it was very interesting again with everything we've learned about the previous asylums there, etc. And again, being a Christian in the near future will get you the way it's going. Looks like the Muslims are taking over here. Looks like the Islam will be the one world religion. And we've let them in the back door. And again, once America is destroyed, Islam will probably really take hold. You've had the most intelligent man in the world, apparently. I haven't made a video on it. I might if I can find it. Apparently, he's said that America's going to lose this war. So, yeah, there's that. If I can find the video. I've seen a few people cover it, to be honest. But, yeah, he's predicted America will lose this war. I go with him. You know what I mean? I've said that for a while. So we'll leave it there. Anyhow, the asylums are coming back apparently in America for now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we seen them in Britain again. You're not going to like the New World Order here. Well, you're not going to like it. You're absolutely not going to like it. We'll leave it there. Peace.